seeing from that Indiana defense?
Solid. They know what they're doing. They're playing aggressive. I mean, it seems like it's a group that, even though there's been a lot of individuals playing, they play together. So I think they've seen a lot of different offenses, definitely with their offense and the high-tempo stuff. So they don't crack. I mean, they poise under the pressure. So, I mean, of course, it's going to be a hard game for us.
With Tristan, how do you help him get – I mean, obviously everyone knows he's talented, but, I mean, the ball hits him in the hands.
Yeah.
You feel for him because he's such a great kid. What do you do?
Every day, I mean, you just, like I say, it's just trying to breathe confidence in the individual. I mean, that's the only thing you can do within the, as a coach, is just try to make sure that he understands that, hey, I mean, these things happen. You have to bounce back. You got to move forward. You just got to keep driving to play your best game when your best game's needed.
Is the most frustrating part for you as a coach if he wasn't working hard, if he wasn't putting effort, you could just be like, it's your fault. But the kid does everything you ask. Is that the most frustrating part?
Oh, yeah, because you want success for the guys that you coach. You want success for all those guys that are in that room. So, I mean, yeah, it bothers me. It hurts me to see him struggle. But like I said, I mean, these are the type of things you got to deal with in life, and you come back stronger. It's just a matter of him accepting that he's got to come back stronger, from this situation. He'll grow from it. I've had some guys that drop balls before, and they've come back.
What do you need more from him other than lining up correctly at some of the plays?
The biggest thing is, is like I said, it's just finding that same rhythm he had when he was going through the spring, when everybody was noticing his speed and his ball skills and things of that nature. It's just finding that confidence and rhythm that he had before.
Do you think the weather the last 2 weeks has kind of slowed down the progress between Brian and your young receivers just because of?
Oh, yeah, you're going to run the ball more when it's raining like that. I mean, and, young wide receivers, trying to figure out, do you wear gloves or not wear gloves? I mean, those are all things that young wide receivers have to decide. So, I mean, it's just a growth process. And like I said, the guys are coming. So they're a little bit ahead of the curve right now. So, I mean, but they're young. I mean, considering where, you probably the media thought, my young receivers were in 2012 and where these young receivers are, I think we're doing okay.
Those are ahead of where you would have guessed back in fall camp.
Like I said, this group is moving at its own pace, and I'm okay with where it's moving.
Is Tristan going to be in the lineup this week then?
He's going to play.
Okay.
Yeah.
You talk about Hunter Rising, true freshman, where he's at right now.
Like I said, the biggest thing, the thing you notice with Hunter is he runs his route aggressive, and he blocks aggressive. I mean, so, and that, like I said, in Coach Antonio's program, those type of kids, they play. Because like I said, when he gets out there, he's going to give you 110% of himself, with his connections with the program, his father and everything. He's proud when he gets out on that field.
For those of us that have known his daddy a long time, he's very similar in the fact that he's always telling everybody he's always open. Do you like that confidence of him? I mean, Brian says it's entertaining. Do you like that?
You got to be. I mean, you have to believe that you're open every time the ball, you run a route. You got the opportunity. I say you're blessed to have an opportunity to catch the ball, and you just want the quarterback to throw it your way so, you can make your daddy feel proud.
You guys went to him on 2 big third downs on Saturday, and he made plays on him. What's that say about the confidence you guys and Brian having him too?
Well, the biggest thing is the confidence of Brian. I mean, I see it every day. I see he has the ball skills. I see he has the hunger to get open. So the biggest thing is knowing that your quarterback feels comfortable with throwing you the ball in that type of situation.
I'd like to ask you about Cody White. A lot of your older players are talking about him, calling him sure hands. And what is it about Cody that's gotten him so much respect from some of your older players?
He works hard. I mean, everything you ask, and I mean, there's no, complaints. There's no, no negativity. It's all about working hard with Cody, and I think this whole entire group works hard as far as my wide receivers. I don't have that brooding personality. Everybody in there, they work hard. They push each other. They laugh. They joke, and like I said, I mean, we seem to be getting a lot out of that positivity in the room.
Cody seems like a pretty good blocker.
Yeah.
They're pretty physical. Is that kind of unusual for a freshman?
No, it's not. It just, the biggest thing with Cody, and like I said, you're dealing with Hunter, you're dealing with guys that's seen the life in the NFL, the work, the effort you have to put into things to get the positive outcomes in the games. So these guys, they know how to prepare, and they're showing, and they're not being at Michigan, playing in front of 100,000. That doesn't bother these guys. That, they just know how to react. They just know how to get themselves ready to play at the best of their ability.
You get the idea they're looking forward to getting on the field without it being raining.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be nice. But like I said, I mean, I remember in, was that 2012? I mean, when it was, 2013, and, and we had the storms and those first couple of games, and it was just, but that season turned out okay.
It affects your guys more than anybody in the starting 22.
Yeah, oh yeah, of course. But, like I said, I mean, I can't tell them that. We got to move on. We got to move and got to play.
Terry, this is no disrespect to previous, but there have been times that your room that you coach has had a lot of prima donnas. Now there's a ton of talent, but very little prima donnas. How much fun is it as a teacher to be coaching guys that they're high on ability, but they're also high on want to be taught?
It's fun, just the questions. When you're a professor and you're teaching a class and you got a classroom full of really smart individuals and they're asking you questions and you're making you ponder the theories, and that's what this group does. I mean, it's not one of those things where I'm just manipulating or just monopolizing the conversation in the room in teaching these concepts. They are engaged in asking, so it makes it so much easier. And then you know that their wheels are turning. So as long as they're asking questions, that's a good thing, and it's a good group. They ask a lot of questions.
Coach, I mean, obviously young wide receiver, and we talked about that all season long, but looking at a guy like Darryl Stewart and Felton David, those guys are best friends, they told me that before. How have they kind of grown into that leadership, especially being some of the older guys in that room?
Well, you take, I mean, the things that Burbridge gave them. Being able to watch Burbridge and go through a Big Ten Wide Receiver of the Year campaign, they refer to those things a lot. They refer to RJ and how he handled things and what he went through. Those guys have that in their in their experience, and they can pull off that and and even point things out. Darryl can point things out to Felton. Hey, you remember when RJ did this, and or they can say, well, you remember when Verb did this. Those things help those guys in their process and their growth. Like I said, I mean, right now their biggest thing is trying to get themselves to a Big Ten championship and playing in it and actually, affecting the game. That's what they seem to talk to me about more often than not. It was like, when it went to the Big Ten championship game the last time, it was about Burb going out there and playing and cheering on Burb. Now, for them, they're going to be the ones playing.
You guys ran a lot of closed formations, tight formations, run-oriented game. Wide receivers had to block sometimes. Interior, how did the blocking look, and can they gain from that going forward to be better blockers for the rest of the season because of an assignment like that?
Well, anytime you can get wide receivers in there a little bit closer to the blocks, and you may have to deal with linebackers and things of that nature. I mean, you can find out how serious they want to block, but all these guys have been game. They all have been willing. Sometimes it's just understanding the angles. Biggest thing for young wide receivers is knowing how to take an angle away from a defender, where he wants to go and where the ball is going. So the more they understand that, the more they see it. It's a little bit different because you're closer to the box. So it's just a learning experience for them.
So they got some reps, then they got some film room afterward.
Oh, well, yeah, there's always a lot of film room after games. Yeah.
Talking about what Indiana's defense kind of brings to the table, what's going to be the biggest challenge for the wide receivers?
Well, like I said, they're very similar to what Michigan does. I mean, they play a lot of man coverage. I mean, they press, and they're very good. I mean, you got Rashawn Fant, who's been there since, I mean, I don't know, probably played with Scott Plate. I don't know if y'all remember him from way back when in Iowa. He seemed like he played for years. But, I mean, he's just one of those guys that's just been there and knows what he's doing, and very, successful corner. Even Andre Brown, I mean, the other corner, I mean, he's just very good. So my guys got their work cut out for them just like they did with Michigan. So, and like I said, we play against, we have some man press concepts in our defense too. So we get a lot of that in practice. So it's a good situation.
Lewerke finding Felton Davis on a scramble rules play. A couple weeks prior to that, there was a touchdown that went to him that didn't usually go to him when they practiced that route. Is that another area that's growing as Lewerke's on the field? And is that something you anticipate happening, or just kind of let it grow on the field and you're like, well, that's going to be
No, scramble rules, I mean, it's always something we talk about. I mean, it's just understanding that you got a quarterback that can move around. When you got a quarterback that can move around, extend plays, I mean, you got to be able to find those open areas. So you have to have some rules in that regard. And these guys are just starting to understand it. And now, I mean, not that Connor didn't scramble, but, Brian is definitely going to scramble a lot more. So you have to make those adjustments. And the biggest thing they have to do is make that adjustment now. You can't pause. You can't wait. You can't see where he's going to go. You got to anticipate where he's going to go, and then you got to get up the field. That's when you get open in those situations. And Brian hits us, in stride, and like I said, we get to move the ball down the field.
Is that something that was shown in scrimmages in terms of him finding number 18, or is that something you have to wait for games before, something like that?
Sometimes, I mean, it's always wait for games. But, I mean, you know, like I said, every route, I mean, it's like a different fingerprint. I mean, it's very unique. Everything is a different situation, and you have to be able to adapt and just use your rules. So, I mean, like I said, these guys they're learning in the games, but they're also learning in practice. And, like I said, you know, we've kind of always been a little bit slow on offense at the beginning of the season, and we always start to click at the end of the season. So hopefully that's, you know, true to form, that we're just starting, our best ball is coming.